Well, hi, my name is Wendy Laidlaw. I'm here with Heather Cosba, who is a wonderful student and part of my pilot foundation program practitioner course on the Heal Endometriosis Naturally program. So I'm absolutely delighted to have you here, Heather. Thank you so much for agreeing to have a chat with me.
Thank you for having me, Wendy.
You have been a wonderful participant on the course. You're very kind of engaging, you're quite committed, you've really seem to have really kind of gone for the program. So I wonder if you could maybe give anyone who's watching this kind of like, what attracted you to the program in the first place?
Well, first of all, I've had 4 unsuccessful surgeries for endometriosis, and I made the mistake of doing Lupron injections a few years ago. So, I've done the surgeries, I've done the treatments, and I was more interested in going towards the natural approach. And with your holistic views, with how you teach us how, with the mental, emotional, physical, it's all intertwined. I'm just learning more, about my body, how to listen to my body. I've really enjoyed doing the journals that you have us do. We do a daily journal in the morning. And it's actually pushed me towards writing my poetry, which I thank you so much for that, Wendy. With our one-on-one conversations, you really helped me to, address with my PTSD disorder to do the poetry, which helps me to get my feelings down on paper. And that's been a huge, huge thing for me with that. And also, I'm learning all the toxins, like toxic people, in our lives, the toxins in our foods, our facial products, our household items. I mean, you would be surprised, what we don't know, women that have endometriosis, what we need to stay away from. So this class has taught me everything. I'm so thankful. I wish I would have met you 10 years ago. If I would have met you 10 years ago, I would not have had so many surgeries.
Yeah.
I would not have the effects of Lupron. I have back pain, hip pain with the Lupron. I still have the side effects to this day, 3 years later. But I'm also grateful for the protein shakes that you taught us about, about putting protein in our body and the importance of that. I do the 1 teaspoon a day in a juice, and I can already tell an increase in my energy levels. I think this is the 10th week of the class, and I started doing that the second week, and I could tell a difference automatically. I mean, it was just amazing, and then I've added more greens to my diet, which is something we discussed in the class, importance of greens. I use organic. I'm all organic. I need to have organic up here on my forehead. I look for everything organic, no dairy like you've been teaching. And, my stomach cramps and my bowel movements have become less painful just from switching, from the dairy to the organic almond milk, unsweetened.
Yeah.
And, it's just been a huge success for me with this class. I'm very thankful for it. I've met some amazing girls that's in the groups. I really enjoy each session we have. You've really changed my life in a very positive way, just helping me to deal with, like I said, with the poetry. I'm going to try to start a poetry book, actually. Yeah. So, you really helped push me with that. And, I need to get myself healthy, and that's what this class has helped me do. And I would recommend this class, if you're suffering with endometriosis, try the class. Stay away from surgery. Stay away from Lupron. Be careful what you put in your body. Listen to your body. Follow the diets, and you'll see a difference. If you go with the program and you do what you're supposed to do, you will see a difference.
So you've obviously learned a lot from the program, which is fantastic to hear. And as I say, you've been a great student. So it's always a joy to teach people who really want to learn too. But what would you say to women who are like, okay, well, is this just a diet thing then?
No, it's not just a diet thing. Just like I mentioned with the journals, it's a lot of mental, emotional, spiritual, you learn how to, get in tune with your thoughts. And like I was saying with the toxic people, you learn who's toxic in your life. And, you learn how to get rid of these people and these relationships and focus more on yourself with like the 2-hour dates that you have us go on with ourselves. That really helps you to you need to meditate. Meditation's very important. We've learned that in the class. With me, I do the 2-hour date on the beach because we're blessed to be 3 miles from the beach. So, I collect shells. I walk on the beach, just calming the mind because, stress, like you taught us, the fight, flight, the stress is very, very, it impacts the endometriosis so much.
Yeah.
And if we can learn ways, not only through the diet, but ways through meditation, journaling, just doing some time with yourself, even if it's just a walk outside or going out, getting some fresh air or, writing poetry. But no, I don't think it's just been a diet.
Because people are going to be hearing that and they're going to go, well, what's the journaling and what's sort of toxic people got to do with healing my body? That's why they went down probably the surgery route. So what would you say to these women who are kind of like, oh, well, I'll just have my 26th operation and hope that works? How does this program help me compared to like what the doctors are telling me?
Well, the program helps you to do a holistic view, and it's natural. Everything's natural. You're not doing, the surgeries. You're not doing the Lupron treatment, having 6, 7, 8, 9 surgeries. When you do these type of like protein shakes, the greens, getting rid of the toxins, your symptoms will lessen, and you will find, things you can take besides pain medication, like the serapatesi we've talked about, supplements. It's a really great program. And, it teaches you, just like you said, it's the holistic view. It's not just about the diet, And I actually turned down a surgery. Since I've been taking this class, my symptoms have lessened. They told me they suspected I had the endometriosis in my bowels, but my bowel movements they're not like they used to be at all, So, I'm just living proof, if you do the class, you do what you're supposed to do, you stick with it, you will see benefits from it. And I'm totally against surgery now. This class has taught me so much about how, when you come out of surgery, you can get PTSD from it, the anesthesia, just the strain and stress on your body that surgery does. And there's so many other ways.
All the side effects, the potential side effects of surgery are horrendous. And then obviously the trauma, as you say, that it causes to the body. So what do you think that this program has taught you about your body?
It's taught me to listen to my body. When if you're putting something into your body and you feel nauseous or stomach cramps or have a painful bowel movement, it's taught me to, with my food journaling, I write down every day what I eat, how I feel after I eat it, and what type of bowel movement, and you keep an idea of what you're doing, and you see the problem with the journaling, with me, well, I'll stay away from this. I'll add more of this, that type of thing.
So it sounds like, and of course the whole essence of the program is for you to develop this beautiful relationship with your body when, I suffered from endometriosis for over 33 years and I'm the first to admit I did not have a good relationship with my body. It was kind of like this thing underneath my chin. I had my head and I had my body, and my head was saying to my body, do as you're told. And my body was screaming out in dissatisfaction, but I did not have a good relationship with my body. And that's what I've been trying to teach, is when you start to come into your body, which is hard for women with endometriosis because they've been suffering the most awful pains. So the idea of coming into your body feels like, no, you're always trying to run away from that body that's causing you pain. So, but once you learn kind of what it's trying to tell you, listening in, tuning in. So have you found that quite a strange thing, this kind of development of relationship with your body? Has it been quite a nice thing, like making a new friend?
It has been. It's been very positive. I'm more aware, more alert, of my body. And it's, I love myself. I want to be strong. I want to be healthy. I don't want to give in to pain. I don't want to give in to being in the bed, 90% of the time. I want to have a life. I want to have a quality of life. Yeah. And, I really think that this class has helped me get back some of the quality of my life that has been taken from, since the endometriosis diagnosed. I was diagnosed in 2007. And like I said, I really wish I would have met you 10 years ago. I mean, I can get very emotional about it, but I really wish that I would have met you 10 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of surgery, a lot of damage from the Lupron. I'm really anti-Lupron. It's caused me a lot of issues with my bones. Yeah. And my stomach. I have a gastric pacemaker, actually. My stomach stopped emptying last year, and the doctor said that it was possibly because of the Lupron injections that my vagus nerve was completely damaged. And, I was in the hospital every week for a year, projectile vomiting. What's wrong with Heather? We can't find out what's wrong. Well, finally, I got a GI specialist, and he did an emptying study. And then he diagnosed me with gastroparesis, and which was very devastating. I think that was probably more devastating to me than the endometriosis, because they're telling you, hey, your stomach doesn't work. Yeah. So I had the pacemaker put in. And, I have to be very careful. I can't do high fiber, high fat. And this class, it's just helped me with everything. It's helped me with my PTSD, my endometriosis, my gastroparesis. My self-esteem, self-confidence, it's helped me build myself back up in all those different areas. It's been a very blessing. The class has been a blessing.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. That's very sweet of you to say. And it's been lovely to have you on the class. I always love that your energy that you bring to the group calls. And of course, and again, are working on one-on-ones. How would you kind of say, some people might feel a bit frightened or wary of that, but how would you describe, or what would you say was the benefit from the one-on-one work that we did together?
Oh, you gave me very good advice, better than a therapist. It was more personable. It's nothing to be scared of. And when I would talk to you and tell you things, you would have a comeback just like that, the perfect comeback. I think the one-on-one's very good because, one-on-one, you can be more personable. In the class, you can't really, you're listening to everybody in the group discussions, which is, it's good to do that. But the one-on-one, I think, is very beneficial because I've talked to you privately about certain issues, and you've given me, good sound advice, and I took the advice. So, yeah, the one-on-one is excellent.
Well, I think that as well. I think it's when you've been ill for as long as most people have, by the time they've reached this point, whether it's, as I say, I was 33 years, a lot of people sort of, 40 years, some people 20 years, however long it's been, it's a long time to have been suffering. And invariably, people have had to fight to be believed, and they've had to suffer in silence. And not only are they in chronic debilitating pain and all these other symptoms and side effects from surgeries, they're having to get someone to try and help them. And there's a part of, I think, all of us, when we get, to this juncture in our lives where we're like, no, we can't go on the way we were, we need to change. But there has to be some kind of emotional work done to reach the parts of you that were felt abandoned, neglected, all alone, almost abused by the medical system.
Yes, exactly.
And left as discarded on the side of the road. And I know doctors have said to me, turned around to me and said, when I was pretty much walking, crawling on my hands and knees to the doctor's surgery, he turned around and said to me, "We've done your blood tests, Wendy. You'll be glad to know that you don't have cancer. There's nothing else we can do for you." As if get out my office. So by the time we get to this point, of course we need emotional support. Of course we need to know that people do care about us, want to help us, but have been there and done it and then got out of it. And what I'm hearing from you is that seems to have been quite an important part, especially with your PTSD symptoms and things as well.
Yeah, it has. I felt very comfortable with you, and I'm very push off, with people. I have trust issues. I was in an abusive marriage for 11 years, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and that will shut you down. but no, I felt very safe with you, with every, one-on-one. I felt very safe. It's been very, very positive. It's very positive for me.
Oh, that's good. So as we're finishing off here, what would be your kind of advice to women considering taking this program? What would you say to them?
I would say definitely take the course and be dedicated. Show up for class, do your journals, follow the diets, follow the supplements, do your one-on-one with Wendy, and you will see progress. You'll see a difference. You just have to stick with it. And, I would recommend the class to anyone that has endometriosis. Don't do the surgery. Stay away from the Lupron. Do the natural. What's it going to hurt? I mean,
and
follow the natural approach.
Yeah, and I have a big thing throughout the program, which is slow is fast, and this is no quick fix. So again, how would you? Because I think some people, because we're all this better, faster, more now society, we want things yesterday. Again, how would you kind of, what would you say to the women listening to that? Because obviously, as you know, I profess a great loud lens to say this is not a quick fix, because, you may have been ill for I don't know how many decades. So it's going to take time to put these foundations in. So what would you say to these women who are thinking, well, I want a quick fix?
Well, it's a process. You can't just go into it and think, well, the first week, I'm going to be healed. But like I said earlier, I could tell immediate difference with the protein shakes with myself.
Yeah.
And with the journaling, probably after a month of journaling, I was starting to get more in tune with my own body and my thoughts. You just have to be kind to yourself, be patient, take it slow. It's not a fast, just like you said, it's not a fast process. Just be patient, and you'll see the difference.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me, and thank you for being such a wonderful student on the program. And I think this will be really helpful to the women that are thinking of doing it, because I know that, there are a lot of people that are really desperate out there and just keep getting surgery after surgery. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And I'm so delighted that you've seen the benefits from the program. But thank you very much, Heather.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.